Hey everyone, thank you for watching Blair and Company. My name is Joshua Blair, and today I have the amazing Mr. Rodney White. Thank you for joining me on the show today.
Man, appreciate you. Thank you so much, Josh, for bringing me in, man. I really appreciate it. I love what you're doing.
Oh, no problem, no problem. So this is my segment, the Black Teens Project, where we just talk about just different African American men that doing great things in the community. We're just gonna be talking to you about just a little bit about yourself, a little bit about you growing up, and what have you, and the things that you're doing in the community that's making an impact. So, just tell me,
Got it.
just introduce yourself a little bit for people who might not know who you are.
Okay. My name is Rodney White. I'm from Wilmington, North Carolina. I reside now in Kernersville, North Carolina. I coach high school basketball, and I also run an organization called the Kernersville Bulls.
Mm. Okay, okay. So, tell me a little bit about growing up in Wilmington. What was that environment like growing up?
Um, I was living on the north side of Wilmington. I mean, I guess everybody got the same kind of stories about growing up rough. My mom and my dad divorced when I was like 12.
Mm-hmm.
So I live with a single mom. My mom worked hard. She did all she could to keep me, in the school and sports. That's basically what I wanted to do and stay active. But Wilmington was a little rough some days. Typical neighborhood. Like I said, I live on the north side of Wilmington. It was a rough area. Not like a bad neighborhood, but it had its flaws.
Mm-hmm.
But that's like I moved out of Wilmington at the age of 16 when my dad came and basically came and got me and told me
Mm-hmm.
that he wanted to teach me how to be a man, and my mom did all she could, but there's some things that a father needs to teach his son. So I,
Yeah.
I made a decision at a young age at 16 to move up here to Winston-Salem to live with my father and my stepmom.
Okay. So tell me, so what was that transition for you when you left Wilmington and then you moved to Winston?
It was different, Josh. Actually, it was a culture change, to be honest. When I moved to Winston-Salem/Kernersville, um, I went to Eastern Side High School,
Mm-hmm.
and that was a different element for me. Being in Wilmington on the north side, and close to like projects home and stuff like that. It was a different element because I had to like adjust to um, a more Caucasian area.
Mm-hmm.
Kernersville, I don't know if you've ever been to Kernersville. Kernersville
I
is a
have.
small little town. And okay, it's a small little town, and it's not that many African Americans in Kernersville. That makes sense to you.
Mm-hmm.
So I went to East Forsyth, and the difference is I was still into wearing like white t-shirts and baggy jeans and
Mm-hmm.
fitted hats and headbands, and some of the guys was actually wearing like Sperry's and fitted jeans and collar shirts. So I wasn't used to that from where I'm from in Wilmington.
Mm-hmm.
So I actually think it helped me because I had to adjust to that. Because I mean, even the girls that was going to East, they just wasn't into guys that was sagging pants and looking crazy. So
Yeah.
me, I was like, well, I want to talk to some of the girls. So I had to adjust to what they like at the school. So it was different. And then I can tell I changed because when I go home for like Thanksgiving or Christmas, my friends back home be like, "Yo, you act different a little bit, or you not really how you used to be." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it was adjustment. It was different, but I would say it was good for me because it's good to see different cultures. Like it's good to see different things, not this one minded. And I feel like a lot of people are just, if I'm from the hood, I want to just stay in the hood. I want to keep
Mm-hmm.
the hood on my mind. Moving up here in Kernersville in this area, it kind of opened my eyes up. And just like the school, like just like like what's some states down the street,
Mm-hmm.
A&T is 20 minutes away,
Mm-hmm.
UNCG. It kind of opened your mind up as a kid, like dang, it's colleges up. I can go to it's a different environment.
Mm-hmm. So did so looking at just the being in that different environment, what did you go to school? Did you go to like college? What schools did you decide that you were wanting to go to?
What's what's crazy was I didn't really get locked in and focus really into going to college until like my senior year. I was a late bloomer. I was just like a late, and I
Mm-hmm.
think a lot of my friends say, "Hey, I got to study at UNT Charlotte. I got to study at this school," and I'm just sitting back like, "Oh Lord, this is serious. People really going to school." So my whole thing, I was just focusing on basketball and how I could be the best
Mm-hmm.
basketball player I can be at that time. So me not applying for schools at the right time and trying to get in at the last minute, it was hard for me to get in. So I ended up going to, don't laugh, but I ended up going to Piedmont Baptist College, which is in
Mm-hmm.
Winston off of Broad Street.
Mm-hmm.
And I tell my kids all the time that I didn't go to that college to be a pastor because it's a Christian college, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So I went there because it's the only school that offered me a basketball scholarship after
Mm-hmm.
my senior year was over. So I went there. I played there for a year, and then I just, money wise, it was really expensive. They only
Mm-hmm.
gave you partial scholarships for basketball, so I ended up just going to Gifford Tech and just finishing there.
Okay, so
And
what
then
was
now,
that? Oh, I was going to say, so what was that transition like once you got there? Like, what was the culture like, and how did you feel like you had to make yourself fit into that culture?
I had to. That's a great question. I had to adjust again,
Mm-hmm.
because now you're going from public school to basically a whole bunch of kids that went to a private school their whole life.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I got away with a lot of things, or I eased past a lot of things just because I was playing basketball, and they
Mm-hmm.
kind of like looked at me as, oh, he's an athlete. But it was different. I mean, we had chapel every day.
Mm-hmm.
Um, we had to dress up every day. Collar shirts and khakis. We had to wear a certain color of socks. It had to be black. So
Mm-hmm.
it was almost not military, but it was kind of like we got rules here. We had a 10 o'clock curfew.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you had to be back in your dorms at 10 o'clock.
Mm.
Um, yeah. You talking about a 19-year-old young man, just having fun, but not really because I gotta be in the at my dorm by 10. Now it was some nights that we didn't make it to 10, of course, but um, I mean, especially when you got Wilson State down the street, so
Mm-hmm.
we be on their campus all day long until it's time to go to practice or it's time to go to class or whatever. But it was a different environment. It was real different. It was a small school. I did meet some cool people that I still got relationships with now.
Mm-hmm.
It was some really good people that I met. I learned how to play ping pong. I never played ping pong for my life until I went to Piedmont Baptist College. And to be honest, Josh, I knew I wanted to be there, and I knew I wanted to play ball there. So I just try to make the best of it. I just try to be cool with everybody, try to learn what they like, and try to learn what I like. It was hard sometimes, but I just made it a way up. I mean, I only did it for a year, so I knew 3 more years wasn't gonna happen. So, but I did it for a year.
Yeah, I got you, and I can kind of relate to that because from second grade all the way to I was in like eighth grade, I went to a Christian private school, and it was very
Okay.
similar to that. We wore
Right.
uniforms. We had like chapel on a certain day. Like
Right.
Bible was like an actual like subject that we had to study. Like it was like
Right.
that. So I definitely understand like that situation you were in and how you had to adjust, especially when you're coming from like public school and then you're surrounded by all these people that's been in private school all your life. So I definitely understand.
Right. Right.
Hmm.
Right. And it was also like my my friends will come to my games,
Hmm.
and they're like they live, they in the crowd going crazy, like and I could tell some of the students was looking like, oh, they must be here for Rodney, because there was only like two African Americans on the team. It was me and
Mm.
my best friend Trent. So we was the only two African Americans on the team. So if African Americans came to the game, they know they was coming to watch us play.
Yeah.
So we had some not and I had some rough around the edges friends back then that was cheering and going crazy. So, they can leave and go home, but then later on that night, the dean of the school like, hey, Rodney, who's that? Well, who was that? But like I said, it was a great experience.
Mm-hmm.
We traveled, man. We did so much traveling at that school. I didn't think we'd do that much traveling. So I got some great memories there, man. And like I said, it was an adjustment, but it was a big time part of my life also. Not just as a basketball player, but just communicating with different people and learn different people.
Okay. Yeah. And so what made you want to even start coaching basketball? What made you want to, did you ever decide like you wanted to do this like professionally, or what made you want to start coaching?
Um, to be honest, man, I was just at the YMCA one day, just working out with myself and my partner, who's actually behind the scenes at the Colonels of Bulls also. His little brother was like, just in the gym. And I show him a couple moves, we'll work out here and there. And he was like, man, you should come to his AAU practice. And I was like, nah, I don't want to do all that. Like,
Mm-hmm.
Josh, at this time I'm like 21, I'm still trying to go out and stuff like that. I wasn't, I'm like, nah, I'm not trying to do all that. He's like, man,
Yeah.
just come to the practice. So I go to the practice. I walk into practice. The coach they had was horrible. Not,
Mm-hmm.
I support anybody that do it because it's your time. But he
Mm-hmm.
was just like just sitting there, just like let them do what they want to do. I'm like, how in your mind you say, man, I know I could do better than that. I know I can,
Yeah.
have more energy than that. So I must have said it out loud or something. And the owner of that organization walked up to me and said, hey man, we'd love for you to come like help this guy out. So I started
Mm.
just helping this guy out, and then this guy quit. So it was like, well, we need you to be the head coach of this team. So I'm like, oh my goodness. So I just stayed up all night, man, on YouTube, Googling plays, called my old high school coach, called my college coach, and just was just trying to like, because I didn't want to be in practice looking crazy because then the parents would be like, he don't really know what he's talking about.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
that's how it started. And then, man, I knew I wasn't going to the pros. I knew I wasn't going overseas to play. And I knew I just want to stay connected to the game of basketball.
Mm-hmm.
And man, I just fell in love with coaching, man. I just fell in love with it. And it's like, it's a huge part of me right now. Huge part of me right now. But that's how I started. I mean, it's off of me just being at the right place at the right time, to be
Mm-hmm.
honest.
And that's crazy how like all of that just fell into place. Cause I'm just like, were you like nervous? Like how, I feel like that's overwhelming. Like how did you like
Right.
take all that in?
Um, I was definitely nervous. I was nervous. I think I was more nervous about. I knew the kids would like me because I was young. I
Mm-hmm.
was dunking and all kind of stuff at that time. Not no more. I'm old now. I'm not dunking no more. But I was doing all that stuff at that time, and I knew the kids would like me. I was just worried about Josh was the parents.
Mm-hmm.
Parents are crazy these days when it comes to sports. I mean,
Oh
everybody
yeah.
think their son or their daughter is going to be the next Michael Jordan or Lisa Leslie. Everybody thinks that. So I always want the parents to respect me first
Mm-hmm.
because at the end of the day, I know the kids will follow their parents.
Yeah.
So my whole thing was getting the parents like me. And then, like I said, my assistant coach, Coach Bird, he's older than me, so he kind of like dealt with the parents more than I did. Because my
Mm-hmm.
whole thing is, man, I'm really there for the kids, man. I'm not really there for the parents or, none of that. I really just want to be there for the kids and help the kids. But
Mm-hmm.
to answer your question, man, yeah, I was nervous. I was nervous as heck. I was nervous as heck. But the more practices we had, the more tournaments we had, the more games I had to coach, I just kind of, I guess, kind of go with it, man. I still to this day, to be honest with you, if we have a tournament or a game, man, I'll probably stay up all night just thinking about, what we're gonna do, because at the end of the day, you're dependent on 15 and 16-year-old young men to win a basketball game for you, not
Yeah.
knowing what they got going on. Girlfriend might break up with them, all kind of stuff might be going on. So it's nervous. It's nerve. You get nervous, but at the end of the day, you just learn how to deal with it.
Most definitely. And I really commend you for even putting yourself out there in that way, especially when it comes to like in the youth, because a lot of people, I feel like you're like really mentoring these men, especially when it comes to
Right,
like that age bracket, like 14, 15. That's when you're trying to figure out who you are and what you're trying to be. So I definitely understand
right,
that. You're more like not like maybe like a father figure or like a big brother. I
right,
like that. I really
right.
commend you on that.
Thank you. I appreciate it, man. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Like I said, it's a lot of work. It's been a lot of work for the last 10 to 11 years, man.
Oh
So
wow.
it's been a run. It's been a run. It's been a dope run.
So how has COVID, like just in this time of COVID and just this pandemic, how has it affected you coaching? Because I know a lot of stuff been going on. It's been like very difficult for like sports across the board. So
Right.
how has it affected you this year?
It it sucks, man. COVID sucks. But me as a coach, man, high school we're just now getting everything rolling, and we're still doing high school stuff.
Hmm.
Hopefully we can have our season in January. They pushed everything back because of COVID. AAU, everybody's been playing. Joshua, to be honest with you, everybody's been playing AAU except us. I take it real serious.
Hmm.
I take coach real serious. Our first tournament back was this month. We played two tournaments, and then I told the parents is like because the numbers went back up again.
Hmm.
So when they open their things back up, the numbers skyrocket back up. So I made a decision as the owner of the organization to we're just going to shut it down until January. We're not saying just because it's going to be 2021, COVID's going to be gone. It's still going to be there.
Yeah.
But I made a decision to shut it down until um, maybe the middle of January, maybe February, to be honest. But it took a toll, man. It's not just on me, man, because I don't play my days of basketball. I don't dare. But the kids, man, I I mean, you probably know like I know, Josh, man. Some of these kids need sports, man, and I hate to say
Exactly.
it, but some of these kids need sports, and it's an outlook for them. And the fact that they had to been shuttle in this whole summer because of COVID, you know, I I get it. I get it that everybody's trying to make the kids play, but it's not safe. I mean, it's not
Hmm.
safe right now, but they're doing it. And I mean, the adjustment we had to make is, the kids got to play in masks now. I don't know if you heard that, but the kids got to do all
Hmm.
activities in masks, and we got to coach in masks. So it's just
That's
different, man. It's
difficult.
it's different. It's different, and I feel bad for the kids because I couldn't imagine running up and down that court playing your hardest in a mask. You can't
Oh
breathe.
yeah,
You
you
can
gonna
barely
pass
breathe.
out.
Right. Exactly. So we're dealing with it. I mean, you know, you got to be a lot more cautious than you used to be. You got to wash your hands. We got to wash the basketballs after every practice, before every practice. Spray the gym down. There's just so much different stuff you got to do now. It's almost to the point. It's like, is it worth it to have a season? You're
Yeah.
doing so much stuff. It's like, is it worth it? Let's just postpone it. But at the end of the day, man, I'm gonna keep doing what I gotta do at the high school until they tell us, we gotta shut it down. But we ready. We're gonna be ready January the 4th. We're gonna be ready. So we're
Okay.
gonna be in there.
And what school do you coach at for high school?
I'm at East Forsyth High School.
Oh,
Actually,
okay,
the,
so
the
you're
high
back at your
school I
alma
actually
mater
played in,
then.
and it feels great.
Okay.
it feels
So
great.
how
It
does it
feels great.
feel
Yep.
coaching at the school that you were the part of the team at?
I think it's it makes you want to win more. It makes you want to be there more. It's different when you play there,
Hmm.
when you your blood and your sweat and tears is on that same court that the kids are playing on now. It's
Hmm.
a whole different feeling, man. When I first walked back into that gym, I just have memories and flashbacks of me playing, as a
Hmm.
16, 17-year-old kid. So it's a great feeling, man. It's a real good feeling, man. It's just it's like seeing an old friend you ain't seen in a long time, or
Hmm.
seeing an old college roommate you ain't seen about 10 years. It's the same thing. So I'm happy to be there. It's crazy how I started off coaching at my old high school. I left there and went to Parkland High School for about 3 or 4 years. Then left
Mhm.
Parkland. Then went to Walkertown for 4 years, and then God make you don't question God. He put me right back in my home, so I'm right back in Eastern Syfe right now. So it's dope.
Yes. So that's really good. That's
Dope.
really good. So
Yeah.
in this time of, since this is like focused more on like just the Black Kings Project, what has been
Right.
your views just of the Black Lives Matter movement that's been going on just whole year? What have you learned about yourself? What have you learned about just the movement in itself? What have you learned?
Um, I think it was really dope to see everybody come together,
Mm-hmm.
and fight for something that we all believe in. Um, and I'm not just talking about African Americans. I mean, it was good to see some even some white people just come in, and they was there. You know what I'm saying? They was on the front line with us. So that was good. That was good to see. Um, and I had a Zoom meeting with my AAU guys, because that's when COVID was really, you know, serious. It's still serious. But I had a
Mm-hmm.
Zoom meeting with my 6th grade team and my 7th grade team, my AAU program, and I just wanted to explain to them what was going on,
Mm-hmm.
because I didn't think I didn't know if their parents were telling them what was going on, but they need to know. And you'd be surprised, man. A lot of these kids was knowing what was going on. I mean, they was kind of they was just like really sad about what happened to Mr. Floyd, and not just Mr. Floyd. I mean, it's a list of people.
Mm-hmm. There's a list of people this
And
year.
I'm not gonna lie, man. Me being a black man, you being a black man, also, at that time, I was a little bit nervous, you could say. You
Mm-hmm.
know, driving home. I mean, I live in Kernersville, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I can't really express that enough, but just driving home, and you know, you don't want to live in fear, man, but you just never know. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
The same stories you see on TV, that can be me. That
Yeah.
can be you. That can be anybody. That could be a kid I coach.
Yeah.
So, I try to, speak my mind about it and do the right things about it. But I'm also a smart man. Like, I also know that, I'm not going to be in this area where, these guys might try to attack me, or something like that. But
Mm-hmm.
I just feel like us as black people, man, it was great to see all of us like this have each other back for once. So we don't do
Yes.
that enough.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
that's
And we
one of
need
the
to do it
reasons,
more.
right.
Mm-hmm.
And I told one of my friends today, and I hope this don't sound bad when I say this, but I said, everybody was screaming Black Lives Matter, and I love it. But my thing is, like, don't stop now. Like,
Mm-hmm.
we can't just stop now. Like, we already did it. Okay, y'all did it. We did it. We got. But at the end of the day, don't stop. And I just feel like I feel like us, we just do it for the moment, and then once the moment's over with, then we're like, well, we can just go back. Regular lives. We good. We got our point across. Like, nah, we're gonna do it. We need to keep doing it.
Yeah.
That's
Mm-hmm.
how I look at it. Um, but yeah, that's kind of how I look at it, man. Doing the right things.
Yes, most definitely, most definitely. So, the question that I always ask every person I have on my show. So, what makes you a Black king, and what does that mean to you?
Um, I think I'm a black king, Josh, because I don't help so many other black young kings that's gonna become
Mm-hmm.
men. I done gave I won't never get the time back that I done gave into this community, helping kids. Um, and my organization, not by choice, my organization is majority black young men on my
Mm-hmm.
team. Even though we
Mm-hmm.
even though we live in even though I live in Kernersville, it's Kernersville Bulls, was majority black young men. And Josh, if I can just record some of the conversations I had with these guys, or these
Mm-hmm.
guys riding in my cars to tournaments. One of the best stories I have, man, is that I was driving one of my I had like 4 kids in my car. We're going to Myrtle Beach
Mm-hmm.
and for national, and their parents just couldn't come. I got single moms that just can't afford to go, and it's fine. We do what we gotta do, and we just drive. I'm driving, man, and I see like one of the kids just like looking out the window, like staring at the beach.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, why are you staring at the beach? I'm like, you act like you never seen a beach before. And he never been
See,
out of Winston before.
see, mm-hmm.
And I feel like if I could do that for that kid, then my goal is accomplished, man. I just want to keep the guys off the streets, man. Keep them safe. Who knows, man? Them going to Murder Beach with me might have saved their life that day.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? And that's why I feel like I'm a king, man, is because I'm developing and I'm mentoring, I'm helping other young Black men to go farther in life. And I try to tell all my guys, like, the basketball is going to go flat one day, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which means you're not going to be able to play basketball your whole life. So
Yeah.
when you do go to college and you do go, like, make sure that you know what you want to do, and that's it. Another thing is that, man, I can't break down and tell you how many kids that we done pushed to go to college and organizations. Some of them got basketball scholarships. Some of them are just freaking 4.0 GPA
Mm-hmm.
scholar guys. But our Bulls organization, we just did an amazing job of just helping kids. Either it was with their confidence, or just everything, man. And I feel like that's at the end of the day, man, when I leave this earth one day, I just want people to just know that I did the right thing. I did it my way. And I did it for people that needed help. And that's, I feel like that's one of the reasons why I'm a king. And I'm gonna keep doing that for my community, man, long as I'm here, long as I got the time. Cause like I said, I'll never get those hours and those days back. But
Exactly.
it's great. It's great when those guys call you back or text you and just check up on you. It's great. It's a great feeling. So yeah, I think that's one of the reasons why I'm a king, man.
That's perfectly said. I love that example and just how you're making an influence in these young men's life. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, man. I appreciate you, man. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
No problem. So where can we find you on social media for people who want to follow you and also talk about a little bit about your show that you have?
Okay. Well, where you can everybody can follow me is at humble_coach42. Humble_coach42 is my Instagram. And then we also have, for the organization, we also have the Kernersville Bulls, at Kernersville Bulls organization. You can follow us on there also. Um, to be honest about my little thing I got going on,
Well,
it
first
was
off,
it just
what made you want to start it? That's what I should have asked.
okay. So really, I just feel like it goes back to the Black Lives Matter. I feel like we don't do a great job of supporting each other.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes we do, sometimes we don't. Like I said, my organization, we go to nationals every single year, except last year because of COVID.
Mm-hmm.
Except this year because of COVID. And we have a GoFundMe page, and and it's like I got like almost 2,000 people follow me on Instagram, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just like, out of all the people, when I post it, I get like 100 likes,
Yeah.
but I get nobody. But I get nobody to send money to the GoFundMe page, and I'm just like, we don't. They like it, you supporting it, but you're not really supporting it. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? So one day I was just sitting here and I said, you know what? I'm gonna just hit up people, random. Some of them random. Some people I do know,
Mm-hmm.
and just get them on my live and just talk to them about what kind of business they got going on or what kind of side hustle, because the pandemic it helped us all. It helped
Mm-hmm.
us start our own little side hustle, own little
Exactly.
business. If you make shirts, you found a way how to, promote that. So that was solid. That's all I'm trying to do. I don't do it for no, for no promo or nothing like that. It's just like people that I come on there, it's just like, hey, you got a business? Just go ahead. You're like, well, I don't know what to say. I'm like, listen, I'm gonna ask you a couple questions and you just, just follow my lead, just do what you gotta do. And sometimes it just be freestyle. It's just I'm just trying to help people, man. Because at the end of the day, I did have somebody to help me start my
Mm-hmm.
organization. You know, um, to be honest, man, it started with $500. That's how
Mm-hmm.
the Kernersville Bulls started. I had one guy to sponsor, Kevin Thompson. I'm gonna say his name. I'm gonna show him some love. Kevin Thompson sponsored me, gave me $500 out of his own pocket didn't want it back, you know, to go buy some uniforms for my first Bulls team, and that's how the Kernersville Bulls started.
Wow.
That's that's how I started. So I look at that like, if this guy can come out of nowhere and just give me this, I can start a platform and just let everybody else just promote themselves on my platform.
Exactly. Exactly. I definitely agree.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's really it, man. Like I said, and I'm gonna keep doing it. You know, sometimes some nights I be tired, but you know, you know, some nights I have a lot of energy and I'm just like, okay, let's go. Some nights I'm like, oh man. So, but yeah, anybody that want to get on my live, man, if you want to jump on there one time, I love to have you on there for you. You can talk about what you got going on. And you know, like I said, I had Chives on there. That might have been one of my best ones, to be honest.
Yeah.
And he promoted his book, and I didn't even know he was doing that. And we've been friends for a while. So
that's my business partner.
Really okay. That was really dope, man. I was really excited for him, happy for him. So that's why I was like, man, get on. He messaged me. I said, man, get on. And we're gonna talk about it. And we got some catching up to do. So it was great. It was great, man. It was great.
Yeah.
Well, I love the platform. I'm gonna keep doing this, guy.
Oh yes, keep me posted.
Appreciate it.
No problem. So for everybody who wants to just follow you again, so just give your social media one more time. So for people who have missed it the first time.
Gotcha. If anybody just want to follow me, you can follow me at humble_coach42. Humble_coach42. If you're looking for an AAU team, a travel ball team, that's a family organization that cares about your kids, it's Kernersville Bulls. This type in Kernersville Bulls will pop up. Pretty sure will pop up. But other than that, man, once again, I want to thank you, man, for this opportunity.
Oh, no problem.
I know you're a busy guy. I went to your YouTube channel today, man. I said, yo, he putting out videos a lot. So I definitely do appreciate it, man. I definitely do. You're doing a good job of what you're doing. And I think the people that you have it on your platform, I think they're happy that you're doing it. So I appreciate it also.
Oh, no problem. And thank you for even taking the time out for just talking with me and just being a part of this movement I'm trying to do. So thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Thank you, Josh.
No problem. Well, thank you so much, everyone, for watching the Blair and Company. And we'll catch you. We'll talk to you all later.
All right, man. Y'all stay safe, man. Wear the mask.